I used to see that a lot of people would just open it up, half open up, use the sharp bit to try to slice each other's faces. But the most common one is you put it in the socks, you put 2 of these in the socks, you roll it up, you put it down your trouser, whatever, and you go on free fall. And because you can kind of swing it, it kind of stops the other person to actually getting close to you, because if you're swinging an object, they might not want to come close. My name's Kevin, founder and director of KD's Dream. Today, I'll be talking about some equipments that are used in prison and what their meanings behind it and what's different from it being on the outside and the inside. The kettle, the most valuable item in prison. In society, the kettle is used for probably making tea, coffee, maybe boiled egg. In prison, this holds so much weight. You can use it to cook. At the bottom, it's hot. You use it to cook up tuna, noodles. I've seen them make eggs, sausage, pancakes, chicken, you name it. People are very creative with their kettle. Everyone knows kettles are luxury. When you don't have a kettle, hard day at the office. But there's a downside of kettles because it heats up, it can get used as a weapon in terms of you can easily put hot water in there, put sugar in there. I've seen someone heat up baby oil in a kettle, gone to throw it to another prisoner trying to attack them, and if he did get that prisoner, the damage would have been severe, long lasting.
So what do you do with the sugar?
You put hot water in it, you put sugar, stir it. The sugar eats through your skin, that's the reason why they add sugar. Hot water itself will burn the skin because it's hot, obviously, but I feel like that will just give you a bruise, and if you quickly get support or run it under cold water tap, it might not be as bad. But the fact that you put sugar, it means that it sticks to your skin and it's just tearing into your flesh. Same with baby oil. I think baby oil is the most severe, does serious damage. I've been in prisons where it got to a stage where they've taken all the kettles out of everyone's cells, and if you wanted hot water, you have to press the bell and ask them, can I get hot water? And they'll bring hot water in a cup. That's when it got to severe measures, because everyone was just using the kettle as an equipment. And to even take it one step further, certain times I've been in prison, the bottom of the kettle, people will break it and put it in a sock to use as a weapon. The reality of the weapon is how creative people are.
What kind of things did you cook in it?
I cook tuna, sausages in the morning, eggs, dumplings, pancakes, noodles, gari, chicken, tomato sauce, mackerel to heat up the condensed milk, to make cakes. Yeah, like in jail, a kettle is your best friend. No one likes the food in prison. That is why the kettles are so valuable. You can't even eat it, so then they'll ask, who's got a kettle? I'm cooking tonight.
So you have like a dinner party?
Yeah, 100%. Like, certain times I've been in prison, there's a certain person that's really skilled with a kettle, and he will get everyone's tuna can, he will get everyone's mackerel, we all put together, and he will be designated to cook a big meal, and when it's ready, everyone will get their pot, get served their food, and yeah, definitely better than the canteen food. That's why in prisons, it's always good to be friendly with the person that knows how to cook. If you know how to cook, that's gonna save you a lot, because then everyone wants to be like, oh, what, you can cook? Yeah, alright, cool, chef this up. Oh, when you gonna cook again? It gives you some sort of friendliness.
What kind of food did you miss most?
What food did I miss? I miss everything. There was no limit to what I didn't miss. Fried chicken, KFC, McDonald's as well, all the unhealthiness. You get to a stage where you miss them so much that you don't even know how it tastes no more. Prison stamps, just stamps in general. When I first went into prison, they were valuable because you want to write letters to your loved ones, you want to communicate with the outside world, you want to let them know that you're okay, how's things going. It's a form of respect also, like if you're in debt and you feel like you ain't got the items that the person wanted, you can say, oh, look, hold a stamp for now, and when my item comes, I'll give it to you, and sorry for the delay. Chewing gum. In prison, chewing gum's used for several different things. Over a period of time, gum can get hard, so if you find like a key or several items and you want to turn it into rock, you can put it there and you can put the items that will copy the shape and then take it out. It's very hard to get gums. If you have a gum on the ring, the gums will quickly like react. They'll be like, oh, where did you get that from? Or how did you get that? Because they know what it can be used for. It's the creativity. When you're locked behind doors, it's the smallest thing, you can make a big thing out of it. And in prison, they're always thinking about the security because they know that prisoners have a lot of time and they think outside the box. So to you, in the community, it might just be a chewing gum, but then in prison, it can be used for a whole wide of ranges.
How much would you pay for a chewing gum in prison?
I've seen a packet of chewing gum go for £5, and that was just because the fella, he's been in prison for a long time. He forgot the taste of how chewing gum is. Someone luckily had it on the ring, and yeah, he just thought, let me just pay for this.
How much money would you have in prison?
In prison with the money, it's capped. Your weekly allowance, it depends on the status you are. When I was there, if you're on basic, you get no more than £5. If you're on standard now, it might get pushed to £15 to £19, £21, £22 if you're really lucky. If you're enhanced, the most I've seen on a canteen sheet is £200. So it does vary, but 9 out of 10 times you can fill that out, order your items, but they might not all come as well, because there's a maximum of amount of items you can order. If you put down 25 tuna, it's highly unlikely you're gonna get the full 25, because then if you get 25, the next person might not get what he wants. They get frustrated, they kick up a fuss. It's a bit of a hit and miss. Like, certain times I've ordered things on a canteen sheet and it hasn't come, I've been frustrated. I've wanted to blame the govs, blame the staff, but it happens. Noodles. This is the starter pack of when you first enter prison. Every induction you go to, they give you a packet of noodles in your induction pack. Sometimes they're chicken, sometimes it's beef, sometimes it's curry. They're valuable because they're easy to make, just hot water. They're fulfilling as well. Like, if you've got loss of canteen means that you might not be able to do shopping that week because of the consequence of your actions. So you might have got in trouble for a fight or misbehaving, and as a punishment, they say that you have loss of canteen, so you won't be able to order your shopping that week. So then you might need a noodle, a spare little noodle. They're normally at 50p. Sometimes I'll open a pack of noodle and just use the spice to cook with other meals to make it more tastier, because certain seasonings that you get in the noodles packet you might not be getting on the canteen.
I've heard that like the last meal in prison, it's quite early.
It depends on the prison, but 5 to 5:30, that's the last meal. It's very early, and I feel like it can't hold you. It can't hold you throughout the night, it can't hold you throughout the day, because you've got to remember the next meal, if you have no canteen, the next meal will be 7, 8 in the morning where you get breakfast. And certain prisons now, they give you your breakfast at dinner. They give you a packet of cornflakes and they give you milk. That will be your breakfast the next morning, just so it stops them from going around waking people up for their breakfast. So if you're hungry, you're more than likely going to eat your breakfast after you have that 5:30 meal. But if you eat your breakfast then, tomorrow morning, what have you got to eat? Nothing, and you've got to wait till lunch. So that's nearly 16 to 18 hours without food. And 9 out of 10 times, people don't even have their breakfast, because they say it's cornflakes, but really, it's got no taste and it's just not worth the bellyache. Cigarettes. When I first went to prison, there was not actual cigarettes, it was actually tobacco. This is used as a currency. You double bubble, you give 1 packet to someone, they will be entitled to give 2 packets the next day. Or sometime if they don't bring the 2, it can get tripled. Or sometime you can sell them a packet, they can give you money for it, cash, in terms of they can put money in your prison account to order more packets, or they could do bank transfer. So it really is used as currency. But ever since they banned smoking in prison, it's moved to vapes now. When someone's got loss of canteen, he might not be allowed to order vapes that week. That vape might have cost you £3, but because you know that person's in need, you might tell him it's £15. And he will have no choice but to pay for it, because he can't order it and he needs it. So it's used as currency, it's used as leverage, and yeah, no, it does hold a lot of weight. Tuna cans. I feel like after Kettle, tuna is the second best thing in prison. 1, protein. Everyone wants to get big in prison, everyone works out. Tuna's got a lot of protein, not too much fat, and it's easy to make basically. Like, you just put in a kettle, a bit of oil, a bit of seasoning, you make tuna. Simple. It's fulfilling, good for you, and if you get bored of tuna, you might move on to mackerel, so on and so on. That's the good side of things. As you know, in prison, people are very creative, they think outside the box. Plenty of time, tuna could be used as a weapon. But let's say if you're going education or you've got a workshop to go to, you'll go on a free flow where other spurs will mix together. Someone you don't get along with, so you might think, cool, just in case, I'm gonna bring a tuna, put it in a sock, wrap it up, and see if I go, just to use it as a weapon. I used to see that a lot. People will just open it up, half open up, use the sharp bit to try to slice each other's faces. But the most common one is you put it in the socks, you put 2 of these in the socks, you roll it up, you put it down your trouser, whatever, and you go on free flow. And because you can kind of swing it, it kind of stops the other person to actually getting close to you, because if you're swinging an object, they might not want to come close. So again, it could be used in a protector factor to just keep your space, but it depends on who's swinging it. I've been guilty of myself of doing this. Like, it's like one of them basic things like in prison you get taught. When I first went in there, and after they're like, oh yeah, order tuna, put it in a sock. It's like your instructions. Same way how you get told you use a toothbrush as a knife, you can burn the razor, melt in the toothbrush. That's the same as tuna. just that people use Tuna more because it bypasses metal detectors. Football t-shirts in prison, the staff say you're not allowed to wear flags in prison or anything stripes, because they feel like it will create a culture. They feel like it might be easy to like form a gang, form a group of friends. So they don't allow it in prisons for that reason. But a lot of the time I've actually been in prisons, you don't get a lot of people going by their clothes or description. It's mainly like we know each other from face, or we know each other from areas, so we can easily identify who's who. Certain prisons you're not allowed hoodies, certain prisons you're not allowed hats, certain prisons you might not allow belts. If it's expensive mark in terms of Gucci, LV, you might not allow that on the wing. But I feel like this was something years ago when it was allowed, but because the prison has cut it, you don't see this as much as you see it before.
Are you allowed to wear any personal clothes?
Certain prisons, you're allowed your own clothes. Felt you wasn't allowed your own clothes. But when I moved on to adult prisons, like Pentonville, so on, you are allowed your own clothes. But then again, they might take the rights away from you. It can be used as privilege sometimes. But again, a lot of the time with the clothes, it's a bit difficult because you've got to get them sent in. Then after that, you have to get the staff to go to reception to sign it off, to get it back on the wing. And yeah, it could cause chaos sometimes.
How do you wash your clothes?
Normally on the wing, there'll be a washing machine and a dryer. So there will be someone that will be allocated a wing job, and he might be the laundrette. That's another person you have to keep sweet, because if you fall out with him, your clothes ain't getting washed. Yeah, he will clean the wings clothes once a week. You'll put all your dirty laundry together, you'll give it to him, put your name in the bag so he knows your name, your door you're living at, put it in the bag. He will clean it, get it dried, put it back to you. But there's times where, again, prison, you might get 5 t-shirts, you might get back 3 t-shirts. You might be asking, oh mate, where's the other one gone, fella? Oh, I don't know, mate, I'm just doing my job. So there's a lot of time, there's a lot of arguments. Certain designers, a t-shirt might cost £200-300, and all of a sudden it's gone missing. Someone's got to be accountable for that. The person might be taking long with your laundry. You might have a visit on Saturday to see your missus or your parents, so you might be an urge to get the laundry done, so you might have to like bribe him with certain tuna, certain stamps. So yeah, that's why I said the laundryman's very powerful, and I learned that over the years.